Hi, Lenore here, and I'm going to show you how to do this Chapter 1 Lab Test A. It is optional. I've provided you with the data. If you're wondering what this practice is, it was for me. So, let's give it a shot. The first thing I'd like you to do, well, I guess you don't even have to do that. Just let's go ahead and put it right here. So I am going to freeze my pane so to make certain that you can see it. So the instructions are here, and it says using the data, create a worksheet. I've provided you the worksheet, and it says use the Metropolitan theme. Now, if you're like me using a Mac, or maybe if you're using a different set of fonts, you may not have the Metropolitan theme. So let's check it out. So we want to go to page layout right here, click themes, and earlier I used main event. It was a little hard to read, so I'm going to use mesh, and you can use anything that you want. It just has to be different than what I originally gave you. So use the sum button to create the total revenue for each of the 4 vacation spots and the totals for each of the 4 vacation packages. So one of the things that I'm going to do first, and it doesn't say to do this, but it just makes me feel better, is to center things. Okay, so using the sum function equals sum, parent, highlight, end of parent. So you can do that, and you'll notice that this column says currency. If we changed it to accounting, the dollar sign would be further away. What's the difference? I think it's just a matter of preference. So now I'm just going to copy them all over. Let's do it again. Equals sum, open parent, highlight stretch. And there we go. Now, as an accountant, one of the things that I do is I like to make certain that I have a check figure. Now, you'll notice I put my little summation guy up here. That's because it makes it easier for me. I'll show you how to do that. So what I did was I just totaled down my column, and I got 58. But as a check figure, I like to make certain that it cross-foot, so I'm going to add it up this way. End of parent, and you'll notice I have the same number. For a check figure, what I do then is just say, subtract it from that total here, and it should be a 0. That 0 looks better when you set it up as a comma, so right here. So it's just a little hashtag. So you can take this actually and put it off your print area. So I'm going to use Control X and Control V. Now I'm not going to print it, but it is a check figure. And I do put this on my spreadsheets just to make certain. You can just make a mistake. It's very easy. Okay, so we've got that sum. So we've done 2, we've done 3. It says format the worksheet title, vacation package analysis, and use heading 1. If you remember that, the headings come from over here, cell styles. Here is heading 1. You'll notice that it changed the underline from a double to a single and bolded it. So that is 4. Format the range using the heading 3 style. So we're going to format our range here. 3, and that's bolded. Using this font, it makes the bold look a little funny, but that's okay. That's what they're asking us to do. And you can practice using different themes and cells. All right, then it says add a pie chart. First thing to do, I like to highlight what I want to put as a pie chart. And then we just go, oh, actually you can't see it. I didn't make, but up on the top should say insert, chart, pie. So boom, There we go. And if you're wondering, the metropolitan theme has control over the colors. So you could actually use all different themes and try to figure out the colors which are closest to metropolitan. I'm not really concerned about that. We all have different computers with different fonts, with different colors. Your homework does care. Okay, so it said 3D, and this obviously is not a 3D. We could look up here and say, hey, where's my 3D? Ooh, I don't have one. Oh no, what am I going to do? Well, if you go over here to this right-hand corner, it says change chart type, and you click pie, and you click 3D pie. So there we go. Now it's 3D, and we want to really see it. And you'll notice in the picture that you've been given, the names should be around the pie. So you could do any of these and say, oh, those are all cool, but the problem or the lab, Chapter 1, Test A, asks you to do it this way. So we'll do it that way. Okay, I like to save my things. Okay, then it says name the worksheet vacation. Let's do that. Let's go down here, vacation. And then it asks you to change the tab color to blue. If you're not using a mouse, which I am not using, I'm using a laptop, I cannot change the color to blue. When you have a mouse, you can actually right click and it'll give you that option. But I'm just going to keep moving on. And then it says edit the document properties according to the instructions from your instructor, save the worksheet using the file name, your name, Excel Chapter 1, Lab Test A. So let's do that. It would just be a matter of file, save as. You'll notice that I saved it as CBOT435 Chapter 1, Lab Test A. You want to save as, and then you're going to have your name. So that would be Cabrera. What's it say? Cabrera hyphen Excel Chapter 1 Lab Test A. And then I have it in my little folder there, so I'll save it. And then it asks you to print it. You don't have to send me the printed. Then it asks you to change some numbers, and this is pretty cool. So, for example, it says change the all-inclusive package for Alaska to 6538. And it'll go ahead and change everything on the fly, which is pretty cool. Decrease the amount for hotel only in Cancun. Boom, there we are. And change it to 3208, which we've done. And the vacation spot totals will be 13,241, So there we go. So that's what it asks you to do, and it'll actually change them on the spot. For example, let's make this 10,000. And boom, you see how that all changes? Pretty cool. So I've done something incorrect because I have my totals here. Silly me. So what I need to do is go back. Whoops, not cell styles. Go back and so you'll notice that I totally screwed up. I have the totals in here. And it's like, oh, why isn't that working? Well, here's how we fix that. So if you click in your chart, I like to show you the mistakes in case you've done them, because I do them all the time. So we've got in there, and now we want to reformat this little section. And it should, there we go. It'll give me the whole thing. So you'll notice that all inclusive, that's up here. That's not what we want. Also, that with this blue, we have the totals in here. So if I cut that off and then click, I have now correctly have my chart. So what did I actually do? Well, I made a mistake. And I included, and you may do this as well, I included the totals in there. So I just click into my box, get the right set of data, click, all inclusive. They want that to actually say destination comparison. So if you do it incorrectly the first time, don't freak out. You don't have to do it over again. Just keep calm, breathe, double click, adjust your, as you can see, you can double click in here and you just adjust what the data is. I included totals, you take it out. So nothing to worry about. It also says not to save it. So there you go. We've created an analysis worksheet. With that said, Lenore out.